Hello, I'm Jörg. I'm design director at Yager. Well, Dead Island 2 takes place in California, and it's a couple of time, quite a while after the events of Banoi. Basically, California thought it was prepared, and but actually they were not. And then the big outbreak happens, and California gets overrun by zombies. And the U.S. government separates California from the rest of the country, so it's its own zone or island, if you want. And that is where pretty much when our heroes come in. So the outbreak is already a little bit in the past, and our heroes, who are specialized in zombie hunting because they're actually immune against the virus, come in and start hunting down the zombies. Well, it's the Berserk, who is pretty much our tank. You know, he's a big, bulky guy, former fireman, and he actually can go in and like lure all the zombies towards him, and they start beating him, and he can take lots of damage, and then he can make a massive power strike and kick them all, so they fly. But he's not so good in killing individual ones or killing them quickly. Then there is the Speeder, who is actually complements the Berserk very nicely. She's super fast, super agile, and she's really good in taking out zombies individually, but she gets into trouble if there's too many zombies around her. And then there's the Hunter. She's really good with ranged weapons, and she's really good like taking out enemies from a certain distance, but that also means that she actually needs to look out for good spots from where she can shoot, and need to think a little bit about how she's doing it, because ranged weapons are good against individual zombies if you have some range, but if there's too many too close to you, you're gonna be in trouble. And then there is the Bishop, who is our support class. He's actually, he can throw Molotovs, and he can do area of effect damage, and he can heal other players. And yeah, those are the 4 classes. It's very open. It's very open. It's completely non-linear. It's basically, you played the demo, right? Yeah, okay. So, oh, you're not in screen, I'm sorry. So, many people played the demo, and those who did, they saw a little part of a suburban area. And this area is probably like 5 to 10% of what we call one region. And this region is Hollywood surroundings, or Hollywood suburban. And that goes roughly from the Hollywood sign to Venice Beach. And that is all one region. There's no loading screen. It's like one seamlessly playable area. And we have 2 more of these areas. One is San Francisco, and a third one that's not announced yet. Well, Dead Island 2 is at this. The main focus of Dead Island 2 is the seamless multiplayer. And seamless multiplayer is basically means for us that whenever you start the game, there's going to be other players around you. You always play with others together, unless you go and plug the cable and say like, no, I insist, then the game will still run. But it's meant to be played with others. A little bit like Journey, if you want. So basically, that means that what we want to do is actually want to give players the possibility to tell their own story. Because since it's non-linear, we don't know exactly what you're going to do first and how you're going to do it, and we also don't know in what state the world exactly is, because there's always other players around. For example, in the demo, there's a bar that is where some survivors live, and those guys, they're not just only want to survive, they also want to have a good time from time to time. So what they do is, from time to time, they actually do a concert. And in order to do that, they need certain resources. So they ask everyone in the area, hey, can you bring us some resources? We really want to do this concert. And then they do that concert, and because our zombies are smart, well, sort of, they can actually hear the sound of the music, and then they start hoarding towards the bar. And then our heroes kick in. And again, the survivors of the bar say, hey, can you help us, please, while we have our concert, and keep the zombies away. And then you go there and fight the zombies and keep them away. And if you succeed, then the people of the bar will be happy. And it's like, hey, awesome, you helped us against the zombies, here's some super awesome reward. And also, maybe the area around it is now a little bit safer, because all the zombies just went there and were killed by you. But if you fail, then the bar will be overrun by zombies, and the survivors of the bar will again broadcast like, help us, we're overrun by zombies. And then you have another mission out of that, just naturally evolves out of this. So since we don't know, when you say you join the game, or I join the game, because you're not on screen, I join the game, and the game is already running for a while, and other players did all kinds of stuff. So we as the developers wouldn't know in what state the bar is. So what we cannot do is we cannot do the classical thing of saying like, yes, this is your single player campaign. Here's mission 1, help the bar from being overrun, because we don't know if the bar is overrun. Maybe it's already cleaned up, or maybe it's just have the concert, or maybe they're just in a completely different state. So basically, it's up to the player to make his own story. And we, as the developers, we don't know how this story will end, because basically, again, due to the nature of the game, being seamless multiplayer, the game never ends. There's never a point in the game where you reach the final reveal. It turns out California is not an island, and then you see the credits rolling. That's never going to happen, because if we would do that, it would mean I want to play. I played the game longer than you. I saw the credits. I'm done. And you call me. It's like, hey, let's play Dead Island 2 together. And it's like, no, already done. Saw the credits. We want players to keep playing, so actually the game goes on. That means, since we don't have an ending, we don't know the story of the players. Only players know their story. So basically you go in and play the game however you like it, and then you look back at a point and say like, this was my story of Dead Island 2. I did this, and then that happened, and then I fought the thugs, and then I helped the people at the bar, and so on. And that is your story. You created it as a player. The bus is a little bit our narrative anchor point. You can say there's a guy called Max. I always mix him up with Sam for some reason. Sam and Max, I don't know. And he's called Max, and he's helping you. He's your personal contact, if you want, to an organization that helps this heroes to do the right things and distributes missions and so on. So basically you can always go to him and talk to him, and he will reveal you information about the game world and what's going on, and also a little bit of background about the world story. He also has a funny cat. It's called Rick Fury, which we mo-capped. We are worldwide the first video game that mo-capped a cat. Please bring this. Maybe. That sounds like a cool idea. Maybe.